This is what's going on today. We have schools that were closed, that were going to open, that now probably can't open, that will open sometime. This is fruit for inequities. We are in the midst of making decisions that will have consequences for up to the next 16 years, as we saw.
The research shows that during school closures, the number one factor that impacts student outcomes is teaching, not technology. And the number one factor that influences the effectiveness of teaching is daily teacher collaboration. Where the heck did the standards go? Where did common assessments go? If we have fewer minutes, by any measure, we know that's going to happen, then I think every minute counts more than it ever did. And when we're talking about schedules and not the model of how we teach and learn, then how do we get at that? So how do we get a model in place that's true, right, and just for kids, that is not anti-anybody, just pro kids?
Outcomes for kids are what we see. We see and we measure and we should. Grad rate, social emotional well-being, college eligibility, etc. But what creates those outcomes are the systems that we don't see. Inequitable systems start on the bottom.
You have to have the will to do something about it. You have to have that desire to change situations so that demographics never again have to determine destiny. Equity lives when we don't have that gap anymore, by changing the conditions.
Beliefs turn into practices. And before you know it, practices to turn into policies, and that's what a system is. It's all these rules, and that's what drives outcomes. So now some would say, so how do I change someone's beliefs? Well, I've tried telling somebody, cut it out. Don't think like that about Latino kids or African, and you know what? It doesn't work. So this is how you do. You want to know how to do it? Yeah. Do it. You go in reverse order. You go to work looking for trouble, and you find the policies that create this issue. Below the policies, you'll find practices related to them, and then you can imagine what the belief systems are that create that.
Appealing to the person's heart, I know what you want, is the same thing that we all want. Another way of saying it that we have in Shattering Inequities is, I want you to want to. I want you to want to consider this with me. Be bold and not apologetic about what your true, right, and just is.